You may get a little more sand blowing in the windows. It depends on which way the wind's blowing. But you're not going to have to be slamming on brakes when you come up to those drop-offs that you can't see. I don't want you going over them, throwing your kids and your passengers out of the back end, because they will be severely hurt. We had a couple come back, I guess it was a week and a half ago. They went over one of those drop-offs and the woman ended up in the windshield with a bloody nose. So you have to be very careful out there. I know this is a fun trip, but there are some problems you need to be aware of. Just be cautious as you're driving down the beach. Do not drive into salt water. That will cost you your deposit with me, and it's also going to cost you a reckless driving ticket with the cops. Can't do donuts on the beach either, because that'll give you a ticket. And you two guys here, you've been here before, so you know all this.
That's new, right?
Huh?
that rule's new?
No. Were you with him last year? Mm-hmm. And you got the two biggest Jeeps I got. That's a problem. If you are going up the beach, you're going to encounter a bunch of stumps, which is just an old petrified forest. Depending on the way the wind is blowing, since the way the hurricane is out, it's about 700 miles off the coast, it's churning up the water, so it brings the water in higher, whether it's high tide or low tide. You may think it's high tide, but it's not going to be high tide till 6:30 or so this evening. So when you're coming back, I'm going to guarantee you're going to have more water on the beach than you are going out. There are two houses that sit out there on the ocean side of the dunes. You're going to have to go right past them. When you come through there, there is a big dip, and that puddle always fills up with salt water. When you're coming back, pay more attention to it, because I know you're going to have water coming up. Stop, let the water go back out, then come through. I don't want you running through that big dip in there full of salt water, because it will ruin these Jeeps, and that will cost you your deposit. You're going to encounter mud holes out there too, back over the dunes. A few of you were sitting here and saw what these Jeeps look like. Of course, the yellow one's not a very good, pretty yellow anymore, but that's what happens to them. You do have mud holes, and I ask that you go around to the right or to the left. Don't go blasting through them, because you don't know how deep they are, and they could be very dangerous as well. As you're riding up the beach, if you can go up there and sit for 2.5 hours. I really don't care, as long as you take care of my Jeep. All I ask is, you said this is the ocean, turn and park perpendicular to the water, leave a lane of traffic at the water line and a lane of traffic at the dune line. That way it lets emergency vehicles down there as well as other folks. If you could help me show other people the safety rules and laws out there, I'd greatly appreciate it. We educate very few people going out there, because we only have a very few percentage. The more help you can give us while you're out there is great, because sooner or later somebody's going to catch on and they'll all know the rules. I suggest you ride in the ruts, as I said, up closer to the dunes. If you meet somebody coming at you head on, flip the blinker on, turn the wheel to the right, pop out of that rut right into the next one. Of course, if you can't do it without running in the water, just stop. The other person can go around you. Because usually the people coming at you are going to stop and look at you like you're nuts anyway. Just be very cautious while you're out there. If you encounter the horses, we ask that you stay at least 50 feet away from them and you do not feed them. They are considered wild animals. I know it's going to be more difficult back in the neighborhood of Corova, where I'm sending you, to stay 50 feet away from them, especially if they're walking down the same road you're trying to drive. They may be up there hiding in somebody's carport, up under their top trees, or just laying in their yard taking a nap. If they are, please don't venture in their yard and get your pictures. You can get ample pictures from the street. You wouldn't want somebody coming in your yard asking you where the horses are or taking pictures of your pets. So please be respectful that this is a neighborhood where people live, and they do live there year-round. You're going to go all the way up your maps to where the red line goes over the dune at milepost 21. That's where you're going to head over the dunes into the neighborhood. As you're going up the dune, I'm going to ask you to give it a little bit more gas. The sand is a whole lot softer there. Don't give it enough gas to jump and take air. Got to keep all 4 tires on the ground all the time. Man, you are just getting too excited about that. Now, keep all my tires on the ground, please. Because you'll come down and you probably come down on 2 and tip it over, and I don't want to come get you. Beep your horn as you're going up as well. there may be somebody coming out the other side and there's a blind spot. You're not going to be able to see them and they're not going to be able to see you. Once you get over the dunes, you're probably going to, the first street you get to, you're going to see a mud hole. You're going to follow it back to the third street though, which is Ocean Pearl. You're going to turn right, follow that all the way up till it turns into Teal Road. Once you turn on Ocean Pearl, you're going to have a huge mud hole there as well. Again, go around them to the left or to the right. Do not go blasting through them. I don't have a brown Jeep and I don't want a brown Jeep. A couple of these guys that came back washed them. That's the same thing you're going to be doing if they come back brown. Especially you, because you just look too excited. Especially that one was yours. Just be careful. You don't know how deep these holes are, and I don't want anybody hurt. I don't want you throwing kids out the back, and I don't want any bloody noses today. And I'm sure you all want to be safe as well. Once you go up Ocean Pearl, all the roads to your left-hand side, that's where the horses hang out. And you can go down those roads as many times as you want to, turn around and come back out. I had a phone call from Libba a little while ago. She said, don't send anybody down her road. It is a lake. Don't go see Libba. Unfortunately, you can't. You can't get there. Teal Road is where you normally turn to go see Libba. I'm going to send you back to that point. There is a lot on the right that has tractor trailers sitting in it. Turn around right there, come on back out the same way you went in. You've got a big area there you can turn around in. I'm sure you're going to see plenty of horses before you get to that point. I don't want to send you down her road mainly because she said it's not safe and I don't want y'all to get hurt out there. She said she will definitely see y'all next trip. Once you've gone down to the tractor trailers, you don't even have to go that far if you don't want to. I really don't care. Just turn around, come back out the same way you went in. You can pop over the dunes at the fire station, which you're going to pass that going in as well. There's a little road that comes out and goes this way up on the beach. That means you can come out over that dune, go up to the Virginia state line if you want to, or just turn around and come back here. There is a fence that runs from Ocean to Sound. That used to be the Virginia state line. Within the last month, the Virginians decided they wanted to move the state line back 150 feet. There is one main reason for that. There is a turtle nesting area up there. We don't want folks driving over the exit course, and we don't want anybody to get injured or the turtles because they are an extinct species. You can more than welcome to stop at the sign where the rope is and venture in. If you want to walk a little ways, you're more welcome to do that. It takes about 40 minutes to get back here from there. You can judge your time according to that. We will expect you all back here no later than 5:45. I know you're getting out of here a little early, a little late. I do apologize for that. We do it as quick as we can, the best we can. I can't stress enough, please stay out of the mud holes and any water puddles you see. You have to go through them, do it slowly or go around them. Please help me show others the proper driving etiquette and the safety rules around the horses as well. And most importantly, have fun. And for the little gentleman back there, not too much fun. Does anybody have any questions? Alrighty, and your Jeep's gonna come back silver, right?
Cleaner than it was before.
Hey, the ones who, the ones who have not done your walk-arounds, Trevor will be right out. The other ones, get in your vehicles, start them up, and I'll go over the four-wheel drive and let you go.